It is Friday, April 19th, 2019, 7:39 a.m. Today I've got off. It's Good Friday, so that's pretty exciting. A few things I want to talk about today. I want to continue a little bit about the discussion from last video. Um, Also, it's raining outside. I don't know how. It's supposed to be a little cooler this weekend, but yesterday I didn't wear my jacket for the first time in a while. Um, I just woke up like 40 minutes ago, so I'm still a little tired. Um, so since Monday, I found that I've been questioning other people, I guess, or just thinking about their lives. Like Tuesday when I was driving to school, like every person that I saw, I was like, I wonder like what their life is like. I wonder if they're happy in their life. I wonder if they're living their best life. And it was kind of passing thoughts. I didn't really think about anyone that much. It's kind of from person to person. But then I started thinking about I got to school and I was going up the ramp to get into the building, and there's this lady that I see who's the janitor or custodial staff for the building. And I typically see her somewhere through. She usually has like that janitor trolley thing, but today or that day she was at the top of the ramp and just sweeping up the ground. And I remember like seeing her and then wondering, more so than I did anyone else while I was on my way to school, was is this the life she had wanted for herself? Like I didn't want to be disrespectful or anything, so like maybe this is a part-time job and she has another job and she's totally happy. Maybe she owns the building and she just likes being a janitor. Maybe she's rich and she just wants something to get out of the house. I don't know. But I was like, but like I was just thinking, like, what if it's not that? What if she is like, wow, like what if she has so many more ambitions in her life and she can't do them? Is she really happy just being a janitor for this building? And I was like, man, that's like, I don't know. I just really thought about that really hard. Um, and I've been doing that like all week. Like everyone that I'm seeing, I'm wondering like, where are you at in your life? Like, what are you happy with? What are you not happy with? What do you want to change? And it's honestly, it's given me such a like I don't know if perspective is the right word, but it's given me so much to think about, and it's really, I think it's honestly, it's washed away so much like I don't know, so much negativity, I guess, in terms of other people. I never really hated other people. It's just that I never really thought about them, right? So, yeah, I don't know. So I've been thinking about that. I think it's good. I think it's good to think about people because, for example, I was driving behind someone that was slow, and initially I'd get angry, and I did get a little annoyed, but I was thinking like, what if like maybe they're new to driving. Or maybe they just don't like going fast. Maybe they had someone die going fast. Um, maybe they don't really know, speed limits, and they're just being cautious. I don't know, but I don't know. It's every aspect of my life now. It feels like it's taking over, and I'm wondering like, are people happy? And I think that's a good thing because I think it's really good to question that. So, um, yeah, that's just something that I've had going on and something I've been thinking about. So, I'm happy that I guess I'm happy with me thinking that. Um, I think it's only gonna make me a better person and make me more understanding of people and make me a better listener, hopefully. And yeah, so that's a thing that I've been doing since Monday. Um, so on Monday, what I didn't mention in that video was that I got high. And it's a little bit of a story. It's kind of a funny story, but then, yeah. So basically, in summary, the high, it was, I guess let's not summarize it. Let's just go into it. So Monday, I get home from school, I do my studying or whatever, and then it's like 1:30, I think. Oh my god, like right inside my nose is sweat. It's like 1:30, and I decide I'm gonna get high just because like I'm really stressing about this like is my mom happy question, and so I was like, maybe it's let me relax. So I start taking the weed and putting it into the pipe, and I'm putting a little bit, just kind of what I remember before in the past getting me high, and I knew that it might take me a little bit more, like the first time, just gonna break through that barrier of not having smoked for so long, but maybe I could smoke even less and get super high. I didn't know, so I wanted to take it slow. Plus, I've always had really bad like anxiety about like getting high, like the actual process of my brain state changing. So I didn't want to go like just smoke as much as I could and just get super high and not really expect anything. I wanted to be like kind of a slow, gradual build up. So I go and I smoke this little bit, and I'm not really feeling anything. And this happens for the next 30 minutes. I put a little bit in the pipe. I smoke a little bit. Nothing happens. You know, I put more in the pipe. Nothing happens. And I don't know if it was just the amount that I was smoking. I don't know if it was like in terms of like the actual quantity of weed. I don't know if it was the hits that I was taking, because the hits weren't really big. Like when I exhaled, like the smoke wasn't thick. You could you could see the smoke, but you could still see through it, if that makes any sense. And nothing was happening. Like I didn't know if it was like, because I felt something, right? I felt something, but I was like, I'm not high. Like I don't think I'm high. I think my brain thinks it's high, but I'm not high, because like nothing. I feel high, but I don't feel high. I know that I'm not high. I don't know. Like I kept putting my hands in my pocket, and I was like, no, this doesn't feel like it did. Like that's the thing I've always done to check if I'm high. Wasn't feeling it, and like if anything, like my mood was completely the same. I didn't, like, the only thing I felt a little different was like my concentration and a little bit more lightheaded, but overall, like I was like, this is normal. Like I feel like this is just placebo. Like this isn't me actually being high. And I was getting more and more frustrated the more I the longer this went on. 'Cause like I don't know if this is just bad weed. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if I need to be smoking more. Like I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's like a slow release type of weed. I don't fucking know. So finally, I got really annoyed, and I was like, it's like 2:06. Mom's coming home, so I gotta pack this up and get going. So I packed one more bowl, and it was about the same size as all the other ones, but this one I left the lighter on for longer, so it was a bigger hit. And this, like when I exhaled the smoke, like it was just a white cloud, so that was good. But it was kind of gross because I was all the inhaling was good and all, but like right at the end when I was about to take the last bit of smoke from the pipe, that's when it like started tickling my throat, and for whatever reason, I guess my instinctual reaction was to swallow, and it felt like I swallowed some of the smoke. So like the gross first, like weed always tastes so gross, but like it was in my throat, and I wanted to, like, I was like, ah. It was disgusting. So, but yeah, I held that in for as long as I could, exhaled, and then almost instantly I felt it. Like it was like my vision changed. I was like, okay, I know that I'm high now. And I put my hands in my pocket, and I was like, yeah, you're high. But, a little crack there. But I felt like I was high, but I wasn't that high. Like I felt still normal. Like I could tell that I was high for sure. I can't really explain the highness that I had. It was just kind of like a high. I don't know. But for the most part, I felt fine. Like I knew I had my wits about me. I could, function. Nothing was too crazy. I didn't really feel that anxious. I didn't feel anxious at all, actually. And yeah, like I was cleaning up. Oh my God, these cracks in my voice. I was cleaning out my pipe, and I was putting all the stuff away, and I was totally fine. Like nothing was really that big of a deal. And then I finally sat down here, and literally the second that I sat down, I felt like it was getting, I was getting more high, because that's when I started looking at my screen, and it was like I was getting a little bit dizzy, and like, my vision was like, it's not that my vision was messed up, but it's just like the high, like because I was high, like my vision was different, and so I was like, oh God, and that's when I started getting a little bit more anxious. Like, oh man, like is this gonna get worse? Like I don't know how bad this is gonna get. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. And I've always had that. But yeah, so that's happening. I'm like, okay. So I plugged in my hard drive, and I was like, okay, I need to like listen to some music, because maybe that'll calm me down. And as I was doing this, so before I plugged in my hard drive, I was talking to Matt because we were buying Raw tickets. And I don't remember how long it took me, but I felt like it wasn't that bad, but like it felt like it was such a difficult task, like thinking about whether or not I should buy these tickets, because there was a section that was closer. So basically there was like section 100s, and they were like, after tax and conversion to Canadian, it would have been like $115 or something like that. But they're like, my belief is that the seats are going to make it so we're looking at the ring like this, because they're off to the side. So I was like, okay, do I want to get those or do I want to get the 300s, which are $1 more, and but they're like straight in the middle. Like the entrance is gonna be where this camera is, and we're gonna be looking down that way, and it's gonna be fine. I was like, okay, well, I mean that with the conversion, I forgot about the conversion. I was like, okay, that's actually a lot more than I wanted, so I ended up looking somewhere else. This was after like 20 minutes or something. Like, I don't know. I was like, I really didn't know. Like, I was really putting a lot of thought into whether or not I wanted these tickets, which tickets I wanted rather. So eventually, I ended up getting a completely separate section that was cheaper in the 300s. So, but that was the whole process. And then oh man, I'm tired. I plugged in my hard drive and I started listening to Cloud Kicker because I know Cloud Kicker has always been kind of like an amazing band to listen to. I put on the Discovery album, Dysphoria, amazing, and the songs were going by, and at one point I closed my eyes and I just let myself enjoy the music. And I don't remember what song it was, but there was, first of all, I wasn't tripping out or anything, but like I let my mind just kind of wander, and I guess I was daydreaming or something like that, the best way I can describe it. But I was daydreaming, and kind of what I saw was, first of all, I saw like these rolling hills, right? And they had like, so basically it was like cartoony rolly hills, right? So you could like know that they were drawn, and like where the edges were, so like where someone was drawing the outline with a black marker or whatever. The edges all had like they had black lines like all around them, so it almost looked like the hills had little bits of peach fuzz, and the colors were all different of these rolling hills, and it looked really cool. It looked like an art piece. That was pretty cool. Like I can see it in my head, but it's hard for me to describe it. And then that kind of switched into this thought of I don't know if it was me or just someone that was walking on the rings of Saturn, and that was pretty cool. Again, it wasn't tripping. It was just like a daydream. Like if I was just kind of spaced out thinking, like I wasn't tripping on anything. So, that happened. And then I don't know if it was right after that I started thinking about this, or if it was kind of like a blank spot. Oh my God, something like my eye. But at some point, Viceroy came on by Cloud Kicker, and I was listening to it, and obviously I had my eyes closed, and it got to the part where it's that build up the climax where the drums are going all crazy. It's all hectic in that song. And I had my eyes closed. And I remember I was just thinking, and I was like, I guess I lost my place in the song because where that heavy part starts, I was like, okay, it's gonna start now. Nope, now, no, now. And I couldn't figure out when it was gonna come in. And as this was happening, I had this thought, which was crazy because it was kind of just with a song. But I just thought, I was like, dude, like, relax. That part of the song, it's coming. You know it's coming. It'll be here eventually. I don't know when, but it'll be here. And you're going to enjoy the shit of it because you'll have that part of the song. But you're not enjoying the part of the song you're listening to right now. Like, you're ignoring this part of the song, anticipating the next part. So why don't you just relax, enjoy what you're listening to right now, and then enjoy more when that part of the song comes on, because you know it's coming. And it was almost like that me talking about that song also applied to the rest of my life, because I realized that I do that a lot. I'm constantly looking ahead and not enjoying or being present in the moment, right? And it could be small things, but it's also I feel like I'm not always living in the present day, and I'm always looking ahead. One of the things that I was working on this week was I was trying to, it might not be the most fun thing, but I was trying to be present in class. Because what I found was I was always constantly thinking about, okay, when I get home, I gotta work out. I don't want to work out. It's gonna suck. It's gonna be like an hour by the time I'm done. It'll be this, and it'll be this time, and gotta shower, and then that'll be this time. And I was like, dude, just stop thinking about that. Like, you're gonna do it. Like, you know you're gonna have to do this workout in the shower and whatever else. Like, that's happening. It's gonna be an hour or two or something like that. It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. So just, why are you thinking about this? Like, why are you thinking about something that you know it's like breathing. You know you're going to breathe. So why think about it? And it was hard. It's definitely still hard, but I'm working on it. I'm working on being more present in the moment, because I think that I need to do that. I think that I need to enjoy these moments. And it's funny that a song taught me that. But yeah, like I said, I do that a lot in my life, and it feels like in every avenue of my life. So that wasn't something that I was expecting to have to work on, but it was nice to have something come out of that high. So yeah, that was one thing I had. And then on top of that, I just felt a little, like I felt like the bottom of my feet and my palms were really sweaty. The bottom of my feet were a little sweaty, but my palms were really sweaty, like gross sweaty. And after, I don't know, after a few minutes of being in this like high state, by the time I closed my eyes, basically, I was kind of comfortable being high. Mom came down, had a conversation. I felt fine. Nothing was too bad. I was definitely impaired. I wouldn't have, driving, for example, obviously not going to do. I was definitely impaired, but I felt in control for the most part. I felt like I knew what was going on. I felt conscious of what was going on around me. I watched Game of Thrones. I still remember it. I still, I was a little scared watching Game of Thrones. Like, I don't want to watch this and not remember what happens. I have to watch it again. But I was like, screw it, I'll watch it and watch it just fine. I think the high lasted for a couple of hours. In terms of my emotions, I definitely didn't feel anything at the time. Afterwards, I didn't feel tired or hungover or anything like that. I just kind of went from being high to not being high. And I felt fine afterwards, which was nice. But ever since then, and I don't know if it's just because of the conversations I had with Mom, Dad, Matt, or if it's just the thoughts that I had, or maybe it's the fact that I smoked some weed and really calmed me down afterwards. But this week I felt more calm and like peaceful. Still a little, sad and stuff, but just relaxed, which is nice. And because of that, I want to do that again today. I want to smoke some weed later today. I want to do that as like a meditation. I want to listen to some more Cloud Kicker. And I want to close my eyes and I want to think. I want to see what comes of that. So that's what I'm going to do later today. And I think I know a little bit more about how much I can smoke to get high. So hopefully that kind of stays in line. And that's not like, oh, you're smoking this much now, you're going to get way more high right off the bat. So it'd be nice if I could kind of have that incremental increase. So I'll do that later. And yesterday and the day before, I was helping Mom with, she was baking some stuff, and I just helped her. Like, I mean, like I said, I don't like baking. I didn't really enjoy the thing that we were doing, but I knew that my mom liked having me there, and I knew that it actually made her life easier. It made her be able to finish quicker. Maybe even if it was 10 minutes sooner that she got done, that's 10 minutes extra of, her own time she gets to enjoy. We made some stuff, and then today she's making fish and chips. I don't know if she's working on Easter stuff today. I don't really know what there really is to do for Easter. I don't know. But if she needs help, I think she's making some sort of salad, potato salad maybe. Might help with that. So, I want to smoke around 11-ish, 12, and then by the time my mom gets home and starts working on stuff, it'll be around 2:33. So that should be enough time for me to kind of enjoy the high and then get helping her if she needs help. Going back to the weed real quick, I definitely still have that sense of addiction. I definitely feel like whatever it is my dad and my brother had, I definitely have that in terms of the addiction. And there's a part of me that's wondering, is this really a good idea? If you know that you have that addictive gene and you love smoking weed right now, like, do you think it's a good idea to be doing this? I don't know. Maybe not. But I think, and I feel like every addict can say this, but I think that I really do have a control of it. I've seen what addiction has done. It's ruined parts of my life, but I feel like I'm smart enough to understand all of that and the history and really be hard on myself as to whether or not I'm smoking for the right reasons. And I've done it in the past where I quit cold turkey when I realized it was getting too much, and I feel like I'm smart enough to understand that now, and if I need to, just not do it anymore. So we'll see how that progresses. It's something I've been thinking about, something I'm a little bit nervous about, but yeah. And then let's talk about the Leafs. So I don't remember how much I talked about, but Game 1 I think I talked about. Game 2 they got absolutely spanked in. Boston came out super physical and just dominated them all night. They lost that game. Game 3 they looked much better, looked a lot more like Game 1. They were physical themselves, Toronto was, and they were playing really well. And they won that game. Game 4 was 2 days ago. It was kind of, I don't know, it was like a combination. It was like they were playing games 1 and 3, but Boston was playing just a better game overall. So it was close, but unfortunately we lost. So series is tied 2-2 going into Boston today. And then the Leafs, they got absolutely spanked in. 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 They got absolutely spank we'll see. I would love to take that lead and have Boston on the brink of elimination. But we'll see. I'm really nervous. We'll see. And then if it goes, it's going to go to Game 6, so that'll be on Sunday. And then I'd imagine it's going to go to Game 7, which will be Tuesday. So, yeah, that's what's going on there. So I'm now going to upload this, watch some podcasts, and maybe play some Borderlands for a bit, and then enjoy the rest of my day off. So, all right, see ya.